as I make my way. The fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot. We should ride together.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Can you dig it, sucker?
That's just so fun to do every single time. Hell yeah. What up, everyone? What's going down? Fantasy news today. We're back for our last full week of the season. I'm super hyped for this Super Bowl. Here with my man Bogard Scott for you here every day with me.
I'm not that excited for the Super Bowl.
I'm excited for getting fucked up for the Super Bowl. We're going to be doing a lot of smoking.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
There you go. There's that.
Let's shout out everyone who's up in here. What up, Devin? What's going on, bro? And Anthony, he's out on the boat fishing. He said, here, fishy. Good looking on showing up, bro. David in the building. What up, Hess? Antonio in the building. He said that intro is straight fire. Hell yeah. And even during the playoffs, one of those commercials, they stole it. They heard the sample being used, and they had to steal it for one of their commercials. I don't even remember what
I recorded that song in January or February 2020. So it's like, yeah, fuck you, NFL Network or whoever stole my idea.
You're not cool.
And it's like using the exact part I consciously sampled because I was like, well, everybody who has sampled that before, they use the riff, the dum dun 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 dun. Who doesn't use that, right?
Yeah.
Well, like everybody uses the where everybody knows your name. Like, not me. I find the part no one uses, and until I use it, then it becomes like their mainstay commercial.
I'm telling you, they have some intern who's been watching our show and they saw it and they made it happen. I don't care what anyone says. Our version's better.
I'm going to find out who that guy is, and he will no longer be recognizable as a man.
What up, Lee? What's going on, bro? And Facebook user, it says, yo, but I can't see your name. There's a link that you can click in the description that'll allow your whole name to pop up. And for everyone who's watching right now, because I said we were going to be talking about the we're going to be talking about the two giveaways that I'm going to be doing, two separate giveaways going down for the Super Bowl. Going to be talking about that in about 15 minutes. So just bear with us. Want to let a couple other people show up. So just make sure you guys hang around for about another 10 or 15 minutes. And man, yeah. And Anthony said, what's up, fellas? What's up, bro? And Song in the building said, yo, I'm at work. Good looking on coming through, bro. Good looking on coming through.
Yeah.
And Hess said sick AK on their ass. Man, so I haven't seen the video, but did you see the picture of the dude that he fucked up?
Yeah. He has like a broken orbital bone. So for those that aren't familiar with the human anatomy, that's the eye socket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he definitely got knocked the fuck out. I mean, at least from what I'm hearing, he punched him like 8 or 9 times, something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he gave
him
more
like
than a
3 initials. So from what I read, you know what I mean? They're about, you know, anybody who's familiar with Vegas, when you're about to go, I mean, a lot of these clubs, you go into an elevator and it takes you up to the floor or whatnot, right? And I mean, who knows? He could have just been getting on a regular elevator. Either way, the story goes, him and a bunch of, you know, it's Alvin and the Chipmunks. You know what I mean? So he ain't alone. And the dude's trying to hop on the same elevator as him. And then, you know, Kamara's like, nah, man. And hits dude with one of them stiff arms. Like, nah, bruh. Dude slaps the arm away. Ah. And then immediately, this is what I read. because I didn't see the footage, but immediately he steals off on him. Bah! And then he's 3 consecutive in a row. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? He was probably working that same orbital bone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, it's just like for everyone who's seen the Neil Brennan, the 3 mics or whatever, you know, like he was thinking football. He was supposed to do regular, you know, and I mean, man, someone knocks away that stiff arm. It's just like ready to fight.
I mean, you know, this is why I laughed when Vegas had a team, let alone the Raiders, because their fan base is hella scummy. And then now they're in Vegas. And like, so I know this wasn't a Raiders game per se, but it's the Pro Bowl in Vegas. Motherfuckers are turned up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people are turned up. I'm saying I don't blame them for what they did to dude. Cause I'm pretty sure dude knew like, hey, listen, I don't need to hop on this elevator with these guys and be like a male groupie type. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because that's what I'm assuming happened. Oh, hey, Alvin Kamara, man, what's up? Where y'all part? Let me roll with y'all. What's popping? What y'all getting into? And it's like, hey, bro, you know what I mean? This elevator ain't for you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then I mean, everyone's drinking, and you know, I mean, see, that's another thing with Vegas too. Like, I mean, it's different when you go out to the club and when you just drink. But like in Vegas, you can drink literally anywhere that you are at any given time, and it's okay. And you know, it's just a different level of like belligerently drunk people, I'm sure.
You know what's funny? Is like when you're walking around Vegas, you can spot the people like the groups that are partying, and you know they're busting their Vegas cherry because they're wilding like they've never been there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then because when you've never been there, this is what you hear about Vegas. Like you do wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just like, man, everyone remembers The Hangover. And I'm not just talking about them, but remember when they get pulled up, like the cops finally get them or whatever. And like, they're just giving oh yeah, we know about you fuckers. You guys want to come to Vegas. And they're just like mocking them. Woo! Vegas.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Those type of peeps.
I got a whole lot, back when, you know, about 10 years ago, we were shooting hella videos and shit. And, you know what I'm saying? We were shooting a video in Vegas. And, you know, we were just getting background clips of, like, you know, we're just always recording. So, like, I started this thing called The Bogey Show. And, like, I mean, it's just like 7 days crammed into, like, you know, 10 minutes of, you know, just random footage, right? Because we were out there for 7 days for real. And, like, zero voice. And like, you know, there's hella clips where I'm just doing sign language because you know what I mean? You're just screaming at each other. That's just how you talk in Vegas, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yep. And Stu in the building. What up, bro?
What up,
Antonio said hustler giveaways and Super Bowl go together like lamb and tuna fish. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Last year, what was it last year? Last year was the was the PS5 giveaway. That was when Antonio won it.
Hey, Antonio, he's from New York, right? He be on his halal, huh? He's like going together like lamb and tuna.
No, you don't remember Big Daddy?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they were in New York. You know, that's like a halal thing. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, he was a foreigner, and he was like, yeah, he said that, and someone, you could just see who was it? The lawyer, the one who was the quarterback in the Waterboy. He was like, lamb and tuna fish. He was like, perhaps you prefer spaghetti and meatball. And then I forget who it was who came out, and he was like, yeah, considering this is America, if you don't like spaghetti and meatballs, why don't you just get the hell out?
And it's funny because that actually comes from, you know, foreigners. You know, it comes from immigrants, Italian immigrants. You know. Now, you know what's funny is Big Daddy. That's one of those ones that it's like I might have seen it like once or twice.
It's classic. It's definitely his.
Like
you know,
that one and Mr. Deeds, I never really like cared for too much, but like I do remember watching them and laughing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Big Daddy. That was one of the ones that I liked. I mean, it was him changing his style a little bit. You know, like that was. I like when people go outside their comfort zone a little bit.
He went from like, okay, you know, I'm this dumbass who goes back to school, right? Okay, now I get one of those dumbass kids this time.
He's like, now the dumbass who doesn't want to work, but somehow adopts a kid.
Right? Like, and it's a metaphor to show us how shitty, like, you know, these the social services and all that. They're not doing their job.
Yeah. And Antonio said the homeless guy out in front of McDonald's. Oh yeah, that was the one.
And I ain't gonna lie. Okay, that's one part I won't forget about that movie is that when they go up in that motherfucker and it's past and it's 10:30 is the cutoff.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they switched it back and forth. It was like 10:30, then it was like 11, and then it was like 10:30 again.
See what I'm saying? And like I've been many a times where you get there and it's like 10:45 and you swear you're good. I'm like, I stop at 11. I don't want to order a Big Mac right now. I can't. And you know what's funny is like, you know, they got some left over, but they already didn't move the signs out and put all the lunch stuff in and moved everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when they started selling breakfast all day, right? It's like they stopped doing this in quarantine, like where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like there was a good minute where it'd be like, damn, I could go get a sausage McMuffin in the middle of the day. And it'd be the crustiest McMuffin because that shit's been sitting there since the morning.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Like Jack in the Box is the only one who I'd trust their breakfast all day because you know that like
they pretty much make everything.
Yeah, they've been doing that forever. So you already know you're gonna get like at least a one made right away or one made from there. And what up, David? What's going on, bro? Yeah, and Anthony said Big Daddy said I like that movie when I'm hungover. It's a classic. You know, you guys ever watched Shot Caller yet? I don't think so. I have not. Let me get that on my list of movies.
I've seen Top Shotta.
Yeah.
Oh, not Top Shotta, just Shotta.
Just Shotta, yeah.
Dude, I haven't seen that in a minute though.
Well, the only reason I saw that was because of TD. It was last year when we were doing Hanging with the 420 crew, and we were just talking about different movies that were related to weed. And that's one of the movies that TD said was Shotta's. I never seen that movie, never heard about it before that, watched it, and then somehow ended up in a clubhouse with the director of that movie and heard all kind of crazy behind the scenes shit that like happened during the filming of all that. And it was wild.
What made me watch the movie was I seen something about it. It wasn't that. What do you want, dude? It wasn't that exact documentary you were talking about, but it was some type of doc about bootleg movies. And then they at one point in the doc, they came to the Shotta movie and said this was the most pirated movie in the world.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Here's where I argue, bro.
And I'm not even talking about a documentary. You know Clubhouse, the app, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally in like a Clubhouse room and he was on there talking about the movie and just like behind the scenes like type shit. So we're literally hearing it, you know, from the director's mouth live, not on a doc.
That's hard.
It was pretty tight. Oh, and Anthony said you got to change grills. That's why. So I worked at McDonald's and it's crazy. I think it's like 1 in 7 Americans or 1 in 8 Americans have worked at McDonald's before. And I worked there, but I never worked like the grill or anything like that. It was all just the cash register. And Anthony said, you got to watch it, brother. It's a gangster movie. All right. Shot Caller on Netflix. What year did it come out? Because I got the and said, what's the movie? Someone spell it. Let me see. I think it's AS. I'll just put it in there, but it's Shot TAS. That's what it is, and it's like a Jamaican like gangster movie. If you remember the Jamaican in Belly, it's that same dude, and he really was
Ross
like,
Scott.
and he's a real shot caller though too.
Pussy.
He's a real shot caller too. Like he's a gangster in real life.
Hey, you know what a Rosclot is? It's a rag, like a bitch's rag. That's why he's like that Rosclot pussy.
Man, savages, straight savages.
Smoking some straight up like regular. If that. Just a ton of it. That's all.
All right, you guys ready for this? So we got 2 giveaways that are going to be going down for the Super Bowl. So the first one is going to be for everyone who's subscribed on Patreon or a YouTube member, anything like that. We're giving away 2 of the Fuck Team Defense shirts. So if you guys look right above my head, it's that hashtag Fuck Team Defense. I got them on white. I got them on black. Got 2 styles in there. And so, yeah, you guys really want to make sure you get in on that. If you're not a Patreon member, you just go get signed up at fantasyfootballhustler.com, and then Patreon's the top link that you can click on. And now this one is the first time that I'm announcing this. We're going to be giving away a Brandon Iuke jersey. Now,
Are you looking?
Oh, yeah. Now, to get your entries into this one, it's either a $5 super chat or a $5 donation via Cash App, Apple Pay, or Facebook Messenger. I'll put up the info. Actually, I think I could just put it up on the ticker.
Yeah.
Right here.
In England, they refer to that as the ticker.
Here we go.
Funny.
There we go. All right. Got it on the ticker right there. So you could $5 through Cash App, Apple Pay, or Facebook Messenger. Now, if you do a $5 super chat, that gets you 2 entries. If you do a $5 donation through Cash App or Apple Pay or Facebook Messenger, that gets you 3 entries into the giveaway. And it's because YouTube jacks some of that money when you give super chats. So that's why you get more entries if you do it through one of the other ways. So the little ticker is at the bottom. And you could literally in the memo just put Brandon Iuke or something like that. That'll be fine. We'll know exactly what it's for. And I'm going to start. I already got it. I already got the doc. So anytime someone gets in on it, I already got it ready to start keeping track.
Nice.
The white joint. Oh, yeah. The white on red. All right.
I always thought those were like the good luck.
And Anthony said, is it signed or is that ketchup on the number? It's a signed jersey. So it's got the signature right there in the middle of the number 1 on the one on the right. And then it's got the little sticker for the certificate of authenticity.
I actually saw him sign it.
And Anthony said, give me money. I need money.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I love about like give me money, the statement just in itself is that it's always an understatement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Gotta get the money. Give me it even.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get back to some of this news. And we got a few hires and things like that, but we're going to talk about Tom Brady first. And Bogey, why don't you tell us what happened?
Well, as Tom Brady's, as his representation, his lawyer, whatnot, I will say my client, he retired apparently because it felt right in the moment. But on his Let's Go podcast, his co-host, who is an actual journalist, always asks riveting questions and managed to get Tom Brady to admit that, hey, this might have just been in the moment because it felt right. Who knows how I feel in 6 months? And I will say, my client, Tom Brady, as the wholesome American he is, honest American, not egotistical. It wasn't like he would fake retire just to get all the attention as possible because he's like, fuck Matt Stafford.
I'll be right back. Keep it rolling.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So and for one, we, if y'all caught the Playmakers episode, we already put that man on trial. We already buried him. We didn't resurrect him. We started the Church of Brady. I mean, shout out to all the members of the Church of Brady. This thing's spreading like wildfire. You know what I mean? You know, everybody, eating avocados. We're all singing hymns. Avocado. You know what I mean? The Church of Tom Brady. And now he's dicking around all the fans and Uncle Bruce because he's like, listen, I might come back. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. Everybody in the chat, what y'all think? Y'all think Tom Brady is for real done? Because I honestly thought he was done. Now, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm a lawyer, so I know some things, but you know what I mean? I just feel like, he might. There's like a 10% chance he comes back. You know what I mean? Go over there, son. I'm trying to tell y'all. You know what? I'll say there's a 12% chance. There you go. You know what I mean? Because he rocks the number 12, bro. He's into that numerology shit, man. He's married to a witch. You know what I mean? Sorcery. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, as long as avocados still exist, I feel like he's finna play. I mean, I checked the news this morning. I ain't seen no drought on avocados. You know what I mean? Mexico still got hell of them motherfuckers. That's probably what he was doing in Florida this whole time. He was probably down there in Florida. You know what I'm saying? He's probably getting them. He's on the new hype. He's on the Puerto Rican ones, bro. He's like, I'm getting them straight from Cuba this time. He's like, the Mexicans is taxing them. The Mexicans are waxing them.
So he's trying to find the best plug that he could on these avocados.
And that's why he was in Tampa Bay, bro. The sole reason. I already said it right before. Like, this already seemed like something,
we've seen other people do it, guys like Brett Favre, and it seems like to get out of that situation, because it might not be a Super Bowl caliber team if they don't, get a lot of these guys back that they need to. This is probably just the easiest way out. And maybe he does stay retired. Maybe he likes the retired life. But if he comes back in a year, he can literally go wherever he wants and then do the same thing that he did when he was with the Patriots and switched over to Tampa. Or he could just be toying with us, like Chase says.
Is he 45? 44.
He's 44, but I mean, 2022, he's going to turn 45. Yeah.
I don't even think he stays. If he comes back, it's not like he makes us wait. He's going to come back to the Bucs and they're going to do something. Either he's going to play for the Bucs or he'll get his way. Tom Brady's the one. He got the force, bro. He just waves his hand and motherfuckers is going to trade him.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I'm telling you though, I swear this is part. That's why I only give him a 12% chance that he's actually not retired, because I think this is just like he can't believe Scheffner broke the news. Kind of robbed him of it.
Yeah.
And think about it. Look how passive aggressive it was. He waited a couple days, didn't deny anything, right? Waits a couple days, then he puts out like screenshots of like 8 different motherfucking, like that's that in itself too is like that's not goat-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he probably wrote all that shit while he was still on vacation, just on his phone. And
that
was the screenshots I got.
And then he sees on Twitter, Sheffy's out here like, yeah, he finna retire. It's not, he hasn't said it, but I'm telling y'all. And he was like, because that's like, nobody did that for Big Ben Rapisberger. Nobody hated on him. They knew he was going to retire, but they let him be the guy to officially be like, I'm done.
Well, to be fair, he did do that like before the season was even over and stuff. Like,
I mean, he did it like 8 times.
Yeah, he hinted at it a bunch.
I mean, he did it like 5 years in a row too, where he did the whole song and dance. Like, I think I might be done, y'all. And then it's like, well, I'll come back if they'll have me. Like,
yeah, his play was speaking for itself this year. Like, I mean, he's not an NFL QB anymore. He really is. He's not good enough to be a backup because he's too damn brittle and he's got like a weird ass style of play that like nobody else can can duplicate. And it was funny. I love listening to the Pardon My Take guys, and they had Sam Hubbard on there. That's how I heard about Joe Burrow, that him and Joe Burrow would have been playing together at the same time at Ohio State. And then they asked him, they were like, how's tackling Big Ben? How's that working out for you? And he was like, I heard the stories about tackling Big Ben, but you never really believe the stories until you actually do it. And they said he's the hardest person to tackle just because of how big the motherfucker is.
But you see, this year it became a little easier because he had them Big Ben love handle burgers. You feel me? He just grabbed that motherfucker on the side. It was like actual handle this year. You know what I mean? Yeah. And how like everybody wearing them super tight everything. You know what I mean? It's just like, bruh. Yeah, he's like on record to say that he loves him like some IPAs and shit. He just probably just gets hammered. He just gets hammered, big ass, Big Ben beer gut.
Yeah, you look at his body type, and like he definitely doesn't look like the guy who's in the gym on the red.
Fuck no. he's
like maybe a treadmill to cut down a little bit on some of his baby fat. But besides that, like, man, I mean, he just looks like an old school style of football player.
He looks like a rapist.
And Chase said, I will say, unlike Ben, Tom could definitely still ball. I mean, he threw over 5,000 yards this year. Like,
do avocados still exist?
And Ball said, guacamole with Cool Ranch Doritos. Oh, yeah. Still
there you go. Live it up. He was like, what, the plain tortilla chip? No, sir. The Ranch Dorito. Give me money.
And Anthony said TB12 to the Niners.
Yeah, make the phone call. Hey, you know what, too? He hates Jimmy, dog. They don't like each other. And I think that Shanahan with some foolish loyalty at one point. He's which I respect. But, when we went in to go get Tom Brady, they used the force on him, and we left with Jimmy. You know what I mean? Right? And because Tom Brady orchestrated that. He was like, fuck that, I'm not going. Give him Jimmy. You know what? Calling my dad. Calls Bob Kraft. Boom. They send away Jimmy. And then when Brady's a free agent, he wanted to come to the Niners. Just because he not only does he love the Niners, grew up a Niner fan, but he hates Jimmy. So I'm going to go there and shit on Jimmy. You know what I mean? I'm going to make them get rid of Jimmy. Watch this. And Shanahan's like, nah, I'm staying true to my man's B. Stupid ass.
Yeah, could you imagine? I mean, last year, couldn't really do anything with all the injuries and all that. That was nobody's fault. But this year, I mean, man, Jimmy gets him one game away.
And
one game away from the dance.
As far as like, as long as John Lynch can keep hitting on these defensive guys, bruh, in the draft. You know what I mean? Just keep hitting on defense, because that's the formula that how when people say, I want to rebuild, you know what I mean? It can happen fast. You just got to stay young on the defense. Have a couple veterans, have the right, see, now we're getting to the point where the window's going to start closing because, we're only going to have so many years with these motherfuckers that we're paying now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's happening again. Like, we got Warner locked in. We're going to lock in Bosa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Probably this offseason. Then we have about 4 years, theoretically, with Lance. Maybe 3 years. Because say if Lance goes crazy for 2 seasons, he's going into 2024 talking about y'all need to pay me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
pulling what Kyler's pulling right now, right?
Yeah, but you never know though. I mean, there's still a small percentage chance. I say small because he's with Shanahan, but small percentage chance that he's a bust. Like he's gonna be a guy, bro. Shanahan is too good. Shanahan's too good. I've seen him win games with Brian Hoyer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like so, I'm just saying. I've seen him win games with. I've seen him go in the Lambeau on a Monday night with C.J. Beathard and lose by a field goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this, you know what I'm saying? Like Shanahan, he does it with anybody, bro. Now he has Lance. Full
And then
off season, it's going down.
And Antonio said Bosa should join the 49ers so they would have both Bosa brothers in San Fran. I just don't know if anyone could be able to afford those two.
Yeah. Bosa's one of the highest paid.
Yeah.
Bosa, here's how this happens. It's like if we still have Nick in like 4 years. Because then that'll be when the Chargers are probably done with Bosa. Because let's be honest, the Bosas, and this goes back to Pappy Bosa and apparently Grandpappy Bosa, that they all just have an injury riddled, like they're savages, but they just get hurt. Probably because they're hurting people.
I mean, they're savages, like just like you said, like man, when they go tackle someone, they're inflicting a lot of pain, and their body is getting some of it as well. There's no way that you can't.
Yeah.
And Hess said, what's up with Kyler? So we talked about it yesterday on the show. He removed any mention of the Cardinals from all of his social media, removed all of his pictures and shit like that. And he's going into the 4th year of his contract. He's only scheduled to make 5.5 mil this year. And we're assuming that's his way of letting him know that he's unhappy with them. And if he wants to, he'll go play baseball.
I'm gonna put it down real quick.
All right. So yeah, we nothing to where Kyler's actually saying, it's just a lot of reading between the lines on what we've seen and knowing that he probably wants an extension and he wants it now because of the cap going up, seeing what other guys are making around him. And we talked about how Kingsbury and everything is just like fucking up everything with that team as far as like the play calling and stuff. So I'm curious to see what else comes out from Kyler Murray. But we talked about that yesterday because it was on Instagram and on Twitter. Removed all of his pictures and everything. Removed all mentions of the Cardinals and all that. So yeah, curious to see what happens. And Anthony said Nick is still injury riddled because it's how they play. So yeah, I mean. Like we said, they're just savages. They hit people hard. They hit people often. And their big-ass bodies, like they're getting into car crashes like every single time that they do that. All right, let's see. What other stuff do we got that came out in the news? Oh, all right. Yeah, Lovie Smith, now the head coach of the Texans. I like this move. I mean, there's a lot of people who've been hating on it. I mean, the defense was like the best part of their team last year. I want to see what Bogard thinks about this. A lot of people just hating on them, but we think about that 2006 Bears team and all that, how it was all defense and all special teams, and really that just like dominated like everything. Yeah, let's see what Bogard thinks about this. And I'm packing up a bowl. What are you guys smoking on? And I believe JC Money's show is going to be starting here in like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, I got some thoughts real quick about this Kyler Murray thing.
Go ahead.
As Kyler Murray's lawyer, right, I will say that we're posturing. You know what I mean? We got this team into the playoffs despite injury, despite bum-ass coaching regime with bum-ass play calling, bum-ass game planning. You know what I'm saying? A for effort as far as attacking free agency and putting, trying to diagnose their best in the draft to get what they need to fill a bunch of holes while this window before you have to pay Kyler Murray was open. Now that window's closed. That's what this is.
Yep.
Him taking everything down. He's like, boom, this window's closed. You better pay me now. And I feel like it's an ultimatum too. You know what I'm saying? As his lawyer, that what we want is us or is them. You know what I mean? As in Kyler Murray or that coaching regime. Because they suck.
Yeah.
They suck. Even Vance Joseph, you suck as a DC. You're a fucking Zimmer wannabe. Everybody been known how to beat Zimmer's defenses and yours. Because you're just a Zimmer ripoff. Then you got Cliff Kingsbury. Probably will be awesome as an offensive coordinator or a head coach in college like he was. NFL, not so much. And when you were a kid like Kyler Murray and you got the A's in your back pocket. Like, you really have to appease him. If you're not appeasing him, why in the fuck do I have to show up and look like I want to play? Because that's half the time he either wants to play or he don't, and it shows it on the field.
Yeah.
When he want to play, balling. It's so crazy. Hey, I remember, I think it was week 2 or 3 this year. They played the Jags, right? And I'm like, oh shit. The Jags were sticking it to him. When they showed Kyler, it was one of them days. He didn't want to play today. And then they're like, oh, we got to come back and win. He's like, all right, fine. Gets him back. You know what I mean? Score a field goal in the end for the dub. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro.
And seeing, I guess I always wonder, I mean, when it comes to baseball versus football, I mean, taking the football money at first, you already know it's going to be way better than the baseball money, like right out of the gate. Like it's always that way. And it's like when you get your clout in baseball, you start hitting your peak and you hit your strides. Like these NFL contracts can't even touch those baseball contracts.
Nope. And like you're hella in that thing too for hella years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the longevity, the shelf life is way stretched. You know what I mean? It
is way more I mean, no matter what, I mean, it's just crazy, I mean, 17 games on the NFL season versus 162 for the MLB. Like every single day you're fucking playing.
Yeah. And they're just fucking swimming in the dough. Okay, how about this? How come you will never hear about Is it because the white racist motherfuckers that run America, they like baseball so much? How the fuck does baseball make all this money? It could pay all this money to motherfuckers. I don't get it.
I mean, it's the TV contracts and all that shit, and it's
good point.
It's because it's more games too. Like, man, you have 80 home games. There's a lot more.
It's attrition. There you go. That's the answer.
A lot more revenue coming in.
Yeah, they're going with the attrition. That's right. So it's the quantity.
Because if you break it down to a per game basis, I mean, there's nothing like the NFL. NFL is the highest paid per game, sport out there. Some of these basketball contracts, I mean, you're playing 82 games or whatever, and then the baseball, you're playing 160 games. So it's just a lot different.
Yeah, what's dope is like if you're a DH.
Oh yeah,
like you don't really do much at all. She's like, all right, I'm up. All right,
yeah.
I'm about to knock this out the park. Because I mean, really, that's if you're a designated hitter, right? That's like you're bombing that thing.
Yeah,
they know you're that good.
Hell yeah.
I don't know baseball. That's why I'm asking.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you're not playing defense. You're just playing offense.
Yeah.
Like there is no like equivalent, really. Like I'm trying to think of like what that could be compared to.
A punter.
I mean,
a punter only really punts, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, and maybe you might get him in some trick plays or something like that. You know what I mean? But that's all he's doing as far as like the rest of the special teams is comprised. It's comprised of offensive guys and defensive guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the punter is just the punter. Like, so maybe a designated hitter would just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that suffice?
Yep.
Give me a dig.
Close enough. What up, Ronald? What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
And Anthony said, imagine getting a call to play major leagues. Yeah, great athletes. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's crazy. That's why everyone who was hating on Jordan for like going over to play baseball, like he actually did a lot in a short like amount of time for like not playing baseball for like over 10 years. Like that's just insane to me.
I bet you the mob was like, okay, look here, Jordan, you're gonna join the minor leagues, and we're gonna pay off all the teams that we need to pay off. 1, 2, 3 strikes. Now don't worry, you're going home every time, right? And just to build him up, man. Build him up, get him to the MLB, and then they're like, all right, we need you to fix games for the Mafia.
Yeah, if it's crazy because if the MLB wouldn't have striked, I don't even know if Jordan would have ever went back to the NBA. because
he actually did get to major leagues.
no,
Right? He was
no.
the little.
But he was on the brink though.
What is it? What do they call those triple A's?
Yeah, so he was in Double A. So that's
Okay.
that like it's
little
Triple A.
knockout.
Triple A or the Triple A is almost like the reserves for the like they're not the young talent. They're the guys who you could bring up in a pinch and like bring up for a couple games and then send back down, or whatever. The guys in Double A, those are usually that's usually all the best young talent and the guys who are like about to break the bank in the major leagues. That's where he was at. He was with all those guys.
And then I got some thoughts real quick about the Lovie Smith hire.
Yeah.
That's clearly because he was already in the building. Nobody.
Oh, yeah.
And then even if people were interested in that job that were taking the interviews, when they got to asking like about like Deshaun Watson and this and that, they're just like, like no one wants that job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna be a lot of drama.
Yeah, and then Lovie Smith's already been a year in a year of it, and he's what 63 years old, and he's been there and back, so he knows how to tune all this out, and he knows Davis Mills is their guy. They're gonna move accordingly, and like they're gonna try to. I could tell they're gonna try to move fast as fuck on this one at least to find out really what they can do, because this draft is coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Ronald said, I got that Jordan 45 White Sox jersey. Me too. It's the black one, with the white letters. Hell yeah. That's classic.
That's so confusing.
Jordan baseball jersey.
Yeah. And it's like, so he went with the 45 too. See, I didn't notice. I didn't know what his number was in baseball, but that's funny that he went with 45. And then he tried to rock 45. He's like, listen, in basketball, this ain't working.
Had some baseball cleats made. I can't remember exactly what shoe they mimicked, but I had them. They were super dope. I think they were the 9s, if I'm not mistaken.
The only baseball shoe I ever remember was the Ken Griffey's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had like the green. It was like the Mariners colors.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this one wasn't even like a baseball shoe. This was actual like the cleat that you wore, but it was like they made it after one of the. I think it was after one of the 9s. And then they changed the colorway a little bit.
Who else got hired? Everything's filled up. How the Dennis Allen Saints one? We saw that one coming.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot of like random, a lot of random people promoted in certain areas.
Yeah, we talked about the Mike McDaniels yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Saints one, I mean, see, that's another one too. Like, I don't think anyone really wants that job, and they have a team. They're literally a quarterback away from real.
Oh shit! Here's some big time news. The Steelers are going to interview Louis Riddick.
Yeah. I saw that.
That'd be dope if he got that. That would be.
Hey, listen, man. I don't know what anyone if anyone can tell, but that guy is not smart. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, man. His name every year it floats around for the GM position, but still, even the GM as it stands now for the Steelers, they're going around interviewing his replacement, but he's not stepping down till after the draft.
Oh,
he's like, I'm gonna draft this. He's pulling the Ozzie Newsome. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this guy's no Ozzie Newsome, but remember Ozzie Newsome's like, all right, this is my last go around. They found his predecessor. And whoever his predecessor was, I forget. That's the GM now in Baltimore. But and then anyways, the motherfucker goes, with his last hurrah, he drafts Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews and Hayden Hurst Helmsley. But Hayden Hurst Helmsley first, and then they're like, yeah, because Ozzie Newsome was a tight end.
So they hit on plan A and they hit on plan B for that tight end. Like, man,
they had a plan B for the plan B. They're like, we need a tight end and we need to make sure we get a guy. We get 2 of them.
Yeah, that was dope, and hit on both of them.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, and then Hayden Hurst Helmsley.
Well, they traded him away. Well, that's what I mean. Like, they hit the more valuable one away at the time for for
because he
Andrews.
was the higher round. I think he was a second round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he just had more value, and they didn't have to re-sign him.
Yeah, bro. I think Hayden Hurst might have been a higher round pick. He might have been a first round pick.
Yeah, he was. He was, right? Because he was getting more play than Andrew was, and then it was Andrew started overcoming, just coming up with those big catches.
They had traded back up into the back of the first round and grabbed Lamar Jackson at the 32 spot. I remember they grabbed him. He was the last pick of the first round, and it was the Ravens. So, and then they got Andrews later. And Andrews is a guy. He was a guy, bro. It was funny. I was on, and so this is that was the year that going into Jackson's sophomore year, they put goddamn Greg Roman as the OC, and I was just like, oh, it's Mark Andrews' time, bro, because they had they still had Hayden Hurst, but he wasn't the guy that this is a smart organization. It's like, okay, you got outplayed, kid. You're not, your draft capital doesn't keep you as priority. You're lower on the depth chart.
Right. But for a lot of other teams, he was an instant starter.
Exactly. And that's, what's funny is I get why people do that. Okay, so there's rumors that people are trying to trade for, that Saquon's being shopped around or whatever.
Right.
And it's okay, if I'm an NFL team and I trade for Saquon, you know what I'm doing? I'm trading for him. This means this is fourth year, right? Hold on. 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh shit, this is fifth year. Yeah. So I'll be picking up his option. Let's see, no one's trading for him. You know what I mean? But if I did and I had him for a year, running him into the ground day one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna go out there and die every week. And if you don't, going back out there again. You know
I wonder what he's even set to make this year, because his last year on his rookie contract.
Usually motherfuckers don't get to the last year because if they're good, they've already been extended. And then if not, they get their fifth year picked up. Isn't that the same? Obviously that's where it gets into what your deals. What kind of deal you made with the team. You know what I mean?
Oh, so yeah, this is the last year on his contract.
Yeah.
$7 million.
Okay.
$7 million. And he's an unrestricted free agent in 23.
This is the year too. So this is a contract. So just for intangible purposes.
So this is the bad year on his if you look at 2018, $500,000, 2019, $2 million. This is just against the
cap.
Oh, actually, no, because there were signing bonuses. So let me see. So the cap hit. No, 2018, it was $5 million, and then $7 million in 2019. No, actually, last year was the worst. So I was only looking at the base salary, not the signing plus that and the cap hit. And so it's $7 million against the cap this year.
Yeah, them motherfuckers, bro.
And the Giants ain't doing shit. It depends on what QB they get, even if they go for a QB. But the way they're talking about what's his name, Danny Pesos, making it sound like it's all their fault and they're going to keep him around. It doesn't sound too promising.
You know what's funny? That's how GMs see. It's a different GM now, right? So you have a whole new regime. They don't give a fuck what the old regime did. You know what I mean? It's never anybody's intention 9 times out of 10 to come in and be like, all right, let me continue their hard work and research. You know what I mean?
Right.
This isn't fucking some Illuminati long agenda. Nah, it's just a new regime comes in there trying to build in their mold, especially when you come from a winning organization like.
And that's why Saquon could be on the move also, right? Because they didn't draft him with that cap.
It's almost you look at him, he's a problem too. Just okay, you're a problem because you're not producing, and we're gonna lose value. Gotta move you now. And and you're still a problem because you put bad tape out there. You know what I mean? And you're hella hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So they're either gonna that they gonna commit to him? I doubt it because he's gonna warrant too much. Well, he shouldn't warrant that much at this point.
Here's the thing too, is okay, what if you're a team like Kansas City? You know what I mean? What if you're a team like it's just one of the competitors? You know what I mean? One of these competitors, I'll be like, all right, I'll give you a 2 and like a compensatory like future third, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody getting no first from. But like, I mean, even if you just gave it 2, somebody might be like, done, send it. You know what I mean? Like, those are the people that's gonna talk to him because they got one good year for $7 million for someone like Saquon, but that's not that bad.
Yeah.
And you might even be able to freak it where like, they're taking the hit on the, sometimes you could strike deals like that where the former team's going to front X amount of the bill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Just pay a little bit to get rid of the problem in their eyes. And I mean, that's, $7 million. I mean, that's a lot of cap to clear up if they're able to get rid of them and get some picks in the draft.
Who else would be interested in that? Oh, shit, man. Across the way.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of people who'd be interested in the running back.
He won't even got to leave, bro. He don't even got to leave. You know what? He just goes to the other locker room, to the Jets.
Yeah.
They'll trade. The Jets do dumbass shit like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I don't see why they would do that, though, because they're not in position to, like, win now. But, like, yeah, it's got to be, like, a win now team. I can see the motherfucking Patriots doing it.
Yeah. There's a lot of teams that are going to want a running back, of his caliber. I mean, it's the injuries, I'm sure that the Giants have.
There it is, Seattle.
Yeah.
They're hella dumb. They'll do that shit.
Yeah. Damn, what if it was Saquon and Russell Wilson in a trade going back and forth?
Yeah, I don't think it would be enough. I think it would probably have to be.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, that being the starting point of it.
It'll probably be like Danny Dimes in there, too, and some picks, like several picks.
That'd be crazy, though. Well, you heard it here first. Saquon going to Seattle, Wilson going over to the Giants. That's going to be the start of a crazy-ass trade that's going to be happening this offseason.
There's really got to be something that Wilson's a Sagittarius, but he's funny, though, because I felt like he's like an actor. Like, he has this role. He just plays, like, the wholesome QB and shit like that. He, like, plays this role. But, like, I know he's really upset.
Can you imagine the New York money?
I mean, because think about this, bro. He has DK and Tyler Lockett, and even getting him Gerald Everett, it took a while to become a thing, but it became a thing. You know what I mean? I'm just saying the craziest shit's like they.
Well, we're still leaving the door open to like pieces being brought in or anything. I'm just saying like that.
Yeah.
I mean, right there. That's something that. We're already thinking that Wilson might not be there, and we're thinking Saquon might not be there, and Seattle does dumb shit like that. Yep. All right, well, let's get up out of here. I got to get Noble to his American Ninja Warrior class.
Yeah, for sure.
And we doing the Playmakers tomorrow, or we doing it a different day?
I mean, if you can't do it tomorrow, then you know what I'm saying? We don't have to do it tomorrow. I mean, I still had it scheduled.
Okay. Yeah. Thursday would be a better day.
I just got the graphics for it. I mean, we can move it. It ain't nothing, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if we could do it Thursday, that would be. We got what's it called on Thursday?
We got the circle and then something else.
Maybe if we could start earlier, maybe that'd be a little bit better.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk. I'll hit you up.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll hit you right after this.
Cool. And then we're going to be back either way tomorrow with FNT. So make sure you guys tune in. Peace out, guys. We'll see you later.
Peace.
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to wait. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot. Get your life together.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.